So my name is Dustin. I work for Alberta Health Services as a peace officer. Basically grew up in Calgary. I was born in Ontario, but moved out here when I was very young, and been here ever since. A number of years ago that I just was sad all the time. Didn't matter what was going on. Didn't matter who I was with or, the state of my life or the people in it. I was just sad all the time. There was no fixing it. I just felt like I was just constantly exhausted from pretending that I was fine and that everything was okay. At first, I thought it was kind of just everybody gets in a rut. Everybody feels down for a little while every so often. And, I kind of just figured that's what it was. But after a few years, it didn't stop, and it only got worse. And unfortunately, with that, level of exhaustion there, I started closing myself off from people and making things worse for myself. It took a while for me to seek out help. I just didn't know where else to turn. The people that I did turn to, unfortunately, weren't a whole lot of help. But they all still just told me to, I keep pushing and keep searching, and eventually I wound up at the Calgary Counselling Center, thankfully. So it's tough when it's not entirely situational. If there's something that I know is bothering me that I know I can adjust or fix, that's great, but there wasn't anything like that. I have a good job. I had what I thought were great friends and, family, and, everything was going great. So when you're still just fighting literally yourself, you're just stuck in your own head, you can't escape. And there's no direct cause that you can think of. Your mind starts to wander to some pretty dangerous places. For me, a lot of my issues were stemming from a spiritual place. I had really been lost from my typical walk with God, and I really struggled with needing reasons for stuff. A lot of the therapy that I had been doing prior to that was very focused on just doing these exercises and hopefully this will fix things. But I really needed to get to the core of my issues, get to the root of the problem. So she had some resources that she sent my way, and it had a lot to do with journaling and getting to learn about myself. Like I said, blending that with scripture and fellowship with other Christians and getting to know my community and stuff like that. And she was just fantastic. She was exactly what I needed, which I was surprised. I was just expecting another cookie cutter response kind of counseling approach, and like here, practice these breathing techniques, or go out and meet 5 new people this week and come back. It was great. I didn't feel like I was being pressured into her treatment or therapy plan. She wanted to get to know me, and she did. And I felt like my issues were really focused on appropriately, and it was what I needed instead of just what she wanted to get across. So Nadine, I highly recommend. You got to keep your head up. You got to just keep trying. Patience is probably the hardest part because there's a whole lot of silence in between sessions, and in the silence, I find you can really get lost in yourself and spiral out of control. And it's hard to keep the goal in view when you're spiraling like that. So patience, diligence, and determination. Trial and error, a lot of medications that won't work, a lot of therapies that won't work, a lot of people that won't work, and it's just being able to continue to forgive yourself for experiencing those shortcomings and just keep pushing on until you find the one that works, because there is one that's out there, even if it's only 1 in a million. It's still out there somewhere. A lot more prepared and a lot more able to handle the issues and able to handle the problems that come my way as they come my way, or to able to handle the silence in between the sessions and in between the issues. Just a lot more equipped, a lot more resilient and tested, and I have a lot more evidence to call on when I think that there's no hope. That I've been there before, and I'm here now, and the fact that there's such a long time between those two, and it just keeps getting longer and longer, just means that it's working. So.